Old school soul food family, Chef Jeffrey back with another video. All right, y'all, we on another Monday motivational here. This is finance here. I promise you, only maybe 2,000-3,000 people gonna watch this video, but I wish more would. What I'm about to tell y'all is more important than probably anything you're gonna probably hear from me, other than cooking and all that. This is something that's very, very special to my heart, and it's finances. Nothing breaks my heart to see people struggling financially in life their whole life when all they have to do is just make a few adjustments, just a few adjustments in their life. Just turn that key or turn that knob or turn that screw just a little bit in their life, and it will change their life so well financially. I was blessed, y'all, as y'all know, to have parents that taught me the value of a dollar, the value of saving a dollar, the value of fiscal responsibility, financial responsibility at a young age. A lot of people don't know that, especially young people. And I got 3 people at the end here. I'm gonna give you an example that I've been mentoring for about 5 or 6 years, and it's amazing how they portfolio, which I'm gonna explain, has grown, and they text me periodically, and I reached out to them the last couple of weeks to kind of see where they're on board, and they are always welcome to tell me financially how they're doing, because I'm the reason they are there with my little advice and told them where to go to and what to do. The same thing I'm going to tell y'all. But I'm trying to reach the younger generation. If you're older, yeah, you can do it, but the end result is not going to be the same it's not going to be the same as if you start like I did 18 to 20 years old, as was if you start 40 to 50 years old, which you can do it, but it's not, the financial gain is not going to be as much. And also, another reason I try to reach the younger people than the older people, a lot of older people set in their ways. They have been programmed to where a lot of older people I have tried to teach things to and kind of advise. They've been programmed that they're not capable of doing this. They're not. So many people have been programmed and taught that you're not, because of where you come from, because of where you look, you can't be as good as certain other people. And they have been programmed in their mind so much that they actually believe that. And the people that are telling them this are gaining by that financially by teaching them this. So anyway, let me look something up here. Just a second here, y'all. Just a second here, because I want to be on board. Let's see here. Let's see here, y'all. Let me check something here. Okay, like I was saying, a lot of them been programmed and that they can't do better. So with that being said, like I told you, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a money investor, nothing like this. I'm going to give you some free advice, what a lot of people charge you for. Number one, let me tell you, what I'm telling you is free advice. Don't let nobody come with you, say, give me your money, do this, then pay me this. If somebody charging you to invest money with something, you walk away from them people. There's no such thing as a get quick fix theory. Growing wealth and financial freedom doesn't happen overnight. Like I say, it's just like growing a tree or a plant or anything. It takes time. It grows gradually over time. You got to be patient. You got to be very disciplined in what you're doing, and it can happen. I'm a living witness. I'm not telling you something I heard. I'm telling you something I know, and I'm living it. So I'm very, like I say, this subject is very, very dear to my heart, because so many people out here hurting financially and can't make ends meet when all they got to do, like I say, make a little adjustment in their life. Okay, let me get started here. The first thing I tell people all the time, I talk to people on the phone and stuff like this many times, how do I get to investing, how do I get to grow, how do I get financially independent? Your biggest tool to financially building wealth financially is your job. There's no way to sugarcoat it, no way to make it sound any simpler. you must have a job. You must have income. If you don't have income coming in, you don't have a job, you can't do nothing. Like I say, you can't grow nothing without a seed, right? Can't grow a tree or plant without the seed. You must have a steady income. And another thing, before I get to the other point about the job, I'll tell young people like this, and I tell them, get on the job and stay on it. Quit hopping from job to job, stay on the job 6 months, go to another job. Get on the job and stay on it. Every job you go to gonna have some issues. Every job you go to gonna have problems. You're gonna go from one problem to another problem to get on the job. And I tell people also this: if you get a job, of course, fortunately like me, and like I tell people, get on the job something you love doing. Hopefully the job you own is your gift in what you're doing. Like I was cooking all my life, and it's my passion. So it's like I never worked. But get on the job and quit hopping from job to job to job. I told you, I had a conversation with Dylan, me and Tyrone too, and my brother's the same way. What I'm just saying, I'm about to be 55 years old, y'all. In my whole life, I've had 3 jobs. Really 2. One job was only 6 months when I was in college. So maybe that doesn't count. I've worked really 2 jobs my whole life. 2 jobs. That's it. Why? And I had opportunity many, many times to go to another job, had a job opportunity here and there. For what? One job. Every job you go to, you got to restart over, and it's the same thing. And when in the food business, I'm not learning no more. I'm just in a different kitchen. I'm still cooking, maybe learn a little bit more, whatever. For me, I'm not learning. I grew at my job while I was for 34 years. I learned so much, and I kept growing, higher, and higher. Quit jumping from job to job. Get on a job, get established, and start growing wealth. So enough of that. I'm gonna try to get through this pretty much easy, quick as possible. Okay, another thing, another point here, and then we're gonna get to the good details. I tell y'all this all the time. Stop spending money on things that you can't afford to impress people you don't know or you don't like. That's people's biggest problem. They go out and buy the most expensive car, the most expensive shoes, the most expensive clothes, get the biggest TV, get the best iPhone. Speaking of iPhone, I had this iPhone 3 years. All I do is keep updating it. And I probably go another 3 or 4 years before I get another one. What I need another iPhone? I'm not trying to impress nobody with a big fancy phone. This phone does everything I needed to do it. You got people got to have the latest iPhone so they can be on it and press somebody at the airport, press somebody at the flight. For what? Got to get the most expensive car and paying $700-800 car note for it, and living at home with their parents or living in an apartment that they're behind on the Meridian. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it here. You know why? Because I care so much about people. I'm tired of people struggling financially when I know they can. It's all they gotta do is stop doing certain things. Stop buying things you don't need to impress people you don't know or don't even like. It makes no sense. Stop it. That's very important. How much money can you save by not doing that? Now, another thing, you need to write down your budget. A lot of people don't have budgets. I'm going to go into that later. Write down everything your money goes to. Write down, look, I make this much a month. This is my bill, such and such and such. You'll be amazed how much money you waste every month. And you say, oh, I can't save what I'm about to tell you, $25 a week. Oh, I can't. I dare anybody to step to me in my face and tell me they can't save $25 a week to invest for the future. It's nobody can tell me that straight in my face and tell me that. Because I'll tell you exactly where you're wasting $25 on. You go to Chick-fil-A and buy a Chick-fil-A meal, that's more than $25. You go to Whataburger and get a Whataburger meal. You go in anything. You go to the movies, $25. You cannot tell me you can't save $25 a week out of your paycheck. You cannot do it. That's why I tell y'all, write it down. It's like a goal. Goals are not, I tell people, goals that you don't write down, they're just wishes. You're just wishing stuff. Goals, you need to write them down, write a budget down. Like I said, goals is not written down. It's just a wish to me. It's not a goal. It's just a wish. So write down a written budget. That's something I'll get into in a later, how you do tell. I'm not going to go in detail with that. Okay, now, back to that $25. I told y'all back in October to save $25 a week, which is $100 a month, minimum. Some people can do more. Some people can do, I'm telling you, you can do it. That's $100 a month, $1,200 a year. I'm going to tell you how this money grows. And these 3 individuals at the end, is doing it, but they doing it to the next level. They doing $200 a month. And I'm going to tell you where they work at and how much they make. They don't work on the big companies. And I'm going to tell you, these young people is kicking it. It makes me proud what they doing, because they're going to be millionaires by the time they're 55 years old. I promise you, they're going to be a millionaire, all three of them. By the time they're 55, 60 years old, they're going to have $1 million in their portfolio because they own it. They grinding. Because they keep up with me. They email me and they text me because they on board. And I try to talk a lot of young people. A lot of them don't listen, but some of them listen. I try to reach the young generation because that's the most important, because if I can get them while they're young, they can be millionaires while they're 50 years old. They really can. So, like I was saying, $100 a month. Now I'm gonna show you an example. If you're doing, I'm gonna show you the high level and the low level of just investing $100 a month. Now, if you invest $100 a month, you're 25 years old. Say you retire 65, 25 years old. That's 40 years investment. Heavily invest with a very, very, very high risk all the way to you're 65 years old with a 7% return. The average of stock market is 7%, 6 to 7% return a year. Sometimes it fluctuates from 4. I got, like I told you, 4 years ago, I had a year of 18% return on my investment. It was 5 years ago. That was the most ever I've ever had in my investments. I've been 18 for the whole year, 18% for the whole year. I killed it that year in the stocks. But the average year they do the low ball is 7% return on your investment. If you put money in a savings account, and I'm gonna tell you how the difference. If you put money in a savings account, put $100 a month for 30 years, $1,200 for 30 years in a savings account, which gets about a 0.5% interest over 30 years, you'll have about $36,000 in your bank. That's it. People say, oh, let's put the money in the bank and savings account. For what? You have, after you retire, get ready for retirement pretty much, you'll have only $36,000 in the bank. That's it. But if you take that same $1,200 a year, heavily invested, and I'm going to show you a low investment, but heavily invested, I'm going to say 25. We're going to make it easy on you. 25 years old, that's when more people mature. To 65, when you're supposed to retire at 65. 7% interest, high risk level, you'll have $1.1 million. From that $36,000, when you put it in the bank and savings account, and you put in an IRA, now this is high risk, you'll have $1.1 million. Now, if y'all want to fact check me, you can. I'm going to put an IRA calculator link, a link in the description. You click that link, a calculator come up. You put all the information you want to, how old you are, how much money you put in. It's a calculator, same ones, and it's pretty much on point. The interest rate, the investment, everything. I'm going to put a link in there. It's an IRA calculator, and it's pretty much dead on point what numbers you put in there. You can put in there what age you are now, how much money you want to contribute, how much you want to do annually, what age you want to retire. And the percentage usually 6 to 7%. And this is making 50,000 a year, y'all. Meaning you might make 24 now, and it might at the end making 100,000 or whatever. That's why you do that medium 50,000. I didn't tell y'all that the medium income $50,000 a year, which is $4,000 a month. So that's how you do it. I'm gonna put a link to a IRA calculator so you can do it yourself. And every investment firm is pretty much dead on point where you put it in. So you can kind of see where you are. You might be 35 years old, want to retire at 65. You might have this much you want to invest. You put all that in there to give you some kind of a general information. Now, if you want to do low, $100 a month, $1,200 a year, you're 20 years old. You retire at 60. You're doing 7% interest or whatever, 7% return on investment. You'll have $250,000, $250,000 in the bank. Now, every time you double that, it goes up by $250,000. Meaning, if you put $200,000, If you put $200 a month over, what is that? 40 years, you have $500,000. You put 300, $750,000. You put $400 a month, you have $1 million. Very simple, very easy. These kids that I got doing it now, they doing $200 a month, and later on, as they get better jobs, they probably be $400 a month. Let me tell you, $400 a month might seem a lot. If you're making $50,000 a year, I'm gonna put it in medium income. That's $4,000 a month. You can't take $400 out of that 4,000 and live over 3,600. If you can make $50,000 a year, if you're in a double, like a wife and a husband, and you making 50, she doing what 25,000 and 75,000. If you can get together and take $400 and save it, that's $1 million in 40 years, y'all. Million. I'm telling you, these numbers, I'm making it as simple as possible. Some people try to make it so complicated. I'm making it as simple as possible. The people that want to invest and want to create finance. I'm trying to hit the young people and let them know. Because people not telling the young people. They don't want you, the government don't want you to know. And these people that think, oh, you can't do nothing and all that, they don't want you to know, because once you get independence, like I tell people, independence people have no control over you. That's why I love being financially independent. Nobody has control over me. Only thing I gotta do is every April and every March I gotta do my business taxes. April, my other taxes. Other than that, nobody controls me at all. Nobody tells me what to do, where to go, when to go, how to go. That's what I mean. It's nothing better to get up every day and nobody can dictate what I do. Nobody. I have nobody over me. Only thing, like I say, I have to pay my taxes. That's it. If I want to catch a plane, go here, I want to cruise here. And another thing, what's so awesome, when you create a financial independence, you creating what? I have the ability to build facilities in Dallas. I have ability to, when I cater parties, all I got to do is they pay for the food. I don't charge it for nothing. I have the ability to do that. You know how many people I can help now? By being stewards of my money, I help so many people now with certain things, be able to feed people free, have these meet and greets like I said I'm gonna have later this year. How you give all this food away? Because I have been blessed, I have been stewards of them financially, and now I'm giving back. And it comes back to me even more. So yeah, that's very, very important information. I'm gonna tell you, people say, oh, these millionaires are they parents left them money and parents did it. Let me tell you something about millionaires. 70% of the millionaires in this country are self-made. They invested their money, they grew it, they worked hard of it. 70% of millionaires in this country are self-made. 70%. And 1/3 of those, 70%, 1/3 of those never made over $100,000 a year. Never made over 100,000. People say, all these millionaires making all this money. 1/3 of those millionaires never made over $100,000 a year. I'm telling y'all, you invest little by little, $125 a week. If you invest it right, you'll be a millionaire in 30, 40 years. If you do it young, tell me that's not easy. It's very simple, but you got to be disciplined and you got to be stewards of it. And I'm telling you, it's very important. It's very, very important, y'all. I'm about to close out here, y'all. Let me tell you, I'm gonna give you a few more, and then I'm gonna get some facts here. The three young people that I've been helping for the past 5-6 years. What was I supposed to say? I get the I get the financial now I'm gonna tell you these financial firms, you can go online and you can look them up, but I tell y'all, don't give money to people that's trying to pay you, give me $1,000 and pay me $1,000, I'll put your money here. Take your money to a financial investment firm. I'm with Fidelity Investments. They one of the top firms in the United States. I've been with them for over 30-something years. You got Edward Jones. I wrote some down. You got Edward Jones, Morgan Stanley, Charles Schwab, Vanguard Group. Those are financially long-term financially investments. When you go in there, tell them you want to invest in mutual funds. What is mutual funds? Mutual funds is meaning you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. You putting them all under umbrella. It's like an umbrella. You got Exxon, you got Home Depot, you got AT&T, you got Chick-fil-A, you got McDonald's, you got Burger King, you got whatever these big companies. They all under umbrella together. So if Exxon having a bad week, a bad day, a bad month, you don't lose all your money because you got Home Depot killing it over here that month, or you got Hertz Rental Car killing it over there that month. It's holding you together and you still making money. I tell people, don't put all your eggs in one basket, because that company go down, that company have a bad year, it's going to hurt you. That's what you want. Mutual funds with a long track record, meaning they've been around a while. Now, some people take the risk, and some fly-by-night company come on, like this Bitcoin and stuff like that. I don't invest in Bitcoins. I don't understand it. I don't believe in it. Some people might do it, and the people that invest in it, Bitcoin is losing its shirt right now. So I don't invest in that. But you want to invest in something that has a long track record, mutual funds. Go to a financial investment, but they know what you're talking about. They know 100 times better than me, because there's different codes and stuff. I don't, and they work for me. They invest it yourself. Some people do these day traders, go in there and do it themselves. I don't have time for that. I go with them. Another reason I go with them, they want to make money. They're not going to invest something for you and invest something in a company that's going to lose, because they make money when you make money. And yes, they take a percentage. They do mine they do mine twice a year. I got it set up like that. And as your money growing, you ain't gonna even know when they take it out. They little fee that they do every 6 months. Some people do it every 3 months. I got mine twice a year. I only be knowing when they hit it, y'all. But they took their little payment. Like I say, they make money. You make money, they make money. So they're gonna be very careful what they invest your money, how they invest it, because they don't want you to lose money, because they lose money. And these companies been around a while, these investment companies, and I really, and Fidelity, they awesome. They're absolutely awesome. So whatever's closer to your area of stuff, like go on the internet and just look up the close investment firms around you, but big time investment firms, not no fly by night investment firms. I'll put these 4 or 5 down in the link, the ones I just called out, and maybe you can see us in your area. Now, to these 3 individuals, two young men and a young lady. I'm going to tell you the age that I got with them to start investment, the age they are now, and I'm going to tell you how much they got and I'm going to tell you where they work and how much they got in their portfolio, and they killing it. The first young man here, he was 22 years old when I got on. I've been known him 6 years, and I kind of got in his year to do this. He started out with $100 a month. He worked for Home Depot, and these young people, they make about $1,500 to $1,800 a month. They don't make a lot of money, but they take the 1,800, they take 200 out of the 1,800. They got 1,600 to pay on the bills or whatever. A couple of them still live at home until they get the income up. But while they're living at home, they're investing. So they've been doing this 6 years. The first young man here, he's 22. He's just turned 28. I talked to him last week. He has $15,000 in his portfolio. He started out with $1,200. $1,200 6 years ago. He has $15,000 in his portfolio, and it's going to continue to grow. He's only 28 years old, and he say by the time he get 30 or whatever, he going to double this. He going to start putting 400 as his job get to growing and stuff like that. So when the next young man is 24 years old, he's 30. He was 24 when he started. Matter of fact, still working at Popeye's Chicken. Now, he's a manager. I think he's a manager there. I think he's making $20-something thousand, $20-something thousand, 2,000 something a month or something, maybe $2,500 a month. And he's still doing 200. He's doing his $200 a month, which is $2,000 a year, y'all. Let me make it clear. $200 a month is $2,400 a year. Let me clarify. When I'm saying $200 a month, that's $2,400 a year he's investing into his in portfolio. $2,400 a year. So I advise $1,200, but they double it 20. You can afford it. I say people go up there. I was doing $600 when I stopped it. Yeah, doing mine until I went down to a lot less risk. But 24 years old. He's 32 now. It was about 8 years. He has $26,000 in his portfolio. $26,000. This guy gonna be a millionaire probably by the time he get 52, 53. If he go up to $400 a month, which is $4,800 a year. Yeah, he'll be a millionaire by then. And this young lady here was 18 years old, young, energetic. She worked at Chick-fil-A, just as energetic as she can be. Young lady, energetic. She's 25 years old. She just killing it. She doing 200. She said she's doing about 250 or so a month, which is a little bit over $2,400 a year. She got $22,000 in her portfolio. She gonna, I'm telling you, cause she really energetic. I'm telling you, about 50 years old, in 25 more years, she gonna be a millionaire, at least 750,000 easily. Cause she's so positive. A lot of them got on board, they quit, and a lot of them they make me laugh because she shut up. I haven't bought no shoes, and she said she hadn't bought no new clothes. I mean, this is a young lady. They bought about, young ladies want about a nice dress, nice purses, and all that stuff. She's smart. Just smart. And a lot of young people just need the guidance. These three right here, and a couple more I'm trying to talk to get on board. Yes, I'm telling you, I try to get to the parents. The parents need to talk to even though they didn't do it, but you have to get to these kids and let them know. You, the parent, let me say this, what my parents taught me. A good parent is not to teach your children how to be good kids. You need to teach them how to be good adults. That's what my parents was teaching us growing up. They wasn't teaching us how to be good kids, even though we were. They was getting us ready and teaching us how to be great adults, because when they're not here, which they're not here anymore. I'm orphan, as you know. Their legacy lives on. They didn't leave a lot of course, they lost property, but they didn't leave a lot of money, but they left a legacy how to do it. And me and my brother, we're carrying it on and we're doing it. And I wish a lot of parents would do that. The parents and kids that don't have parents do that, I'm going to teach them. It's free information. I'm not charging them nothing. It's free information. A lot of people don't want to listen. I'm telling you, you got young people and a lot of older people. I'm telling you, social media ruined a lot of people. This Instagram and this Facebook and stuff like that was nothing just social media, because that's my life, social media. But everybody want to have the finest of everything. Oh, look what they bought. Look what kind of car they got. Look, let me tell you about vehicles. I put my pictures of it up on the thing. I got 3 vehicles, y'all. I tell you, I'm not ashamed about it. I got 2006 Chrysler 300, 2005 Nissan Titan, and a 2013 Kia Sportage. They all paid for. All of them cost me total less than $20,000. All 3 of them. And you look at them, they in mint condition, not a scratch on them. I'll put a picture of it. Because I'm not in, number one, I bought them pretty much with cash. I bought the truck at an auction, pretty much in cash, pretty much no car note. I saved, had a certain budget for them, bought them bottom line prices, because a car depreciates so much. And I tell people, quit buying vehicles. Some people got vehicles, now they finance them for 7 years, have $600-700 notes for 7 years. Are you crazy? You know what you can do for $700 a month in 7 years if you invested like this? You'd have $50,000-60,000 in a portfolio. It's very simple math. It's very simple to understand. Some people don't know the power of money. And another thing about investing in an IRA, tell you another thing, how the government don't like you to be freedom. You can only invest up to $7,000, $6,000 if you're under 50. After you turn 50, you can invest up to $7,000. They cap it. They don't want you investing $12, $15, $20,000 a year in the IRA growing money. They do that because they want you to depend on what? The little Uncle Sam green check they send you for Social Security. They want you to get your little $1,500, $2,000 Social Security check at 65 years old and want you to struggle and live off of it. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's designed like that. If people start saving money and being wealthy, the government they say government, we don't, which I'm going to take my 62 years old, I'm taking my Social Security check. I can get it at 65, it'll be more. It'll be more if I wait till 70. I'm not waiting. Give me my money now. What if I drop dead at 70? And then the government like that. That's why they want you to wait till 70, hoping you dead by 70 or don't pay you nothing. No, I don't need it. Give me my Social Security at 62 years old. I want it. But the thing is, I tell people, the government don't give you enough to live on. They give you enough to die on. And the system is designed like that. They don't want people to save. They don't want people to invest. They want people to spend all their money and wait for the Social Security at 65 or 70. They want you to work to 70 and then drop dead at 71, 72. I'm telling you, I'm just being real with y'all. You can wait around on your check like you want. I know so many people living off Social Security. I know it, and they struggling off Social Security because nobody's telling them what I'm telling them now. Start young. And like I said, I'm going to put on the link. I'm about to close this video, but I'm going to put a link to the IRA calculator. You can put in there. It's got a thing where you can put how much money you want to start investing. I say save the $1,200. It's $1,200. Put in there, and the next box will say how much you want to contribute every year. $1,200, $2,400, $4,800, how much ever you want to do per year. They're going to ask your age that you are now. They want to ask the age that you want to retire. Always put 60 because with your IRA, you can start getting your money out of there at 59 and a half years old. That's when you, without penalty. You can start withdrawing it at 59 and a half. You don't have to wait till 62 and 65 and 70 like the Social Security. 59 and a half, you can start withdrawing your money out of IRA with no penalty. So you just put in that box, of course, you can put 60, but if you want to retire 65, if you're 40 and you want to invest till you're 65, you put that in there, and then it'll say rate of return, usually 6 or 7. Usually it'll be 6 in there, but put 7%. That's the rate of return right now. And then you click calculate. And then, of course, your yearly income, which I tell people put 50,000. That's the medium. Say you making 24,000 now. Later on, you might be in a job as you get, of course, as you work more, you'll make more money, hopefully, and you make 60, 70, maybe $100,000, maybe 200,000. But put the 50 in there, and you push calculate. And at that end, it's going to show you before taxes and after taxes how much money you have in your portfolio. Very simple. The more you contribute every year, of course, the more that bottom line money is going to be. So that's how you can do it. But I'm going to put that link in there. Just click the link and it'll come up, the IRA calculator, so you can see for yourself what I'm talking about. So it kind of make it simpler for you. And just play around with it. You put the numbers in there. You can change the year you want to retire, how much you want to contribute. Just play around with it until you get a number that you kind of comfortable with. But if you're making $50,000 a year, you're making $4,000 a month, you can't take $400 out of $4,000 a month and contribute to the IRA where you can have $1 million at the end of 30 years. It's very simple math, y'all. $50,000 a year, that's $4,000 a month. Take $400 out of that $4,000. You got $3,600 to live on. If you're 25 years old, put that in there, $400 a month, which is $4,800 a year. Invest at 7% return on your investment. You got $1 million a year. It's very simple math, y'all. It ain't nothing sugarcoating about it. It's very simple math, and it works. You got all these millionaires in this country, people flying around doing people jealous. Oh, they stole money. No, they didn't. They were stewarded their money, and they didn't work. They didn't waste their money frivolously, and they're not trying to impress people. The average, you know what car the average millionaire drive? Toyota, Honda, and Ford. That's the top 3 cars that millionaires drive. Toyota, Honda, and Ford are the top 3 cars that millionaires buy and drive. They're not rolling in Benz, big balling in Benz and Lamborghinis and all that. Broke people buy those cars, y'all. Broke people buy those cars and try and impress people, and just broke as they can be. I'm just being real. That's the way it is. So anyway, y'all, I hope this video helps somebody, whatever. If you got any questions like that, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor or nothing like that. I'm just telling you giving you life advice, what I've been through, what I've done, what I've achieved. Yes, what can be done. It's not hard. It's not rocket science, y'all. You just got to make a little adjustment in your life, and it's not going to be hard. Maybe hard for others, but most people, it's just a little hard. $25 a week. Who can't save $25 a week? Look at my face, tell me you can't save $25 a week. And if you go to an investment firm, a lot of them don't want to say I've heard people don't want to say they don't want to do it. Go to another investment firm. But Fidelity will do it. I know for a fact. A lot of people don't want to mess. These firms I wrote down here, I'm going to write them in the description of the video. The 5 that I told you, the top 5. And take that money there and tell them you need to invest every year. Of course, you want to invest that and you contribute every year. And another thing, don't look at your portfolio every day, because it's going to shock you. Because last year was tough. 2022 was a tough year for a lot of people on the stock market. Now, it's the last couple of months has really been good. January, we was killing it. Yes. So it's going to go like this, y'all. But it goes like this over time. Some years going to be like that. Some years going to be like that. It's going to be up and down. You're going to have bad days, good days, just like life. But check it maybe every 2 weeks. Maybe I check mine maybe once a month, maybe twice a month. That's it. I don't worry about it. I just let it grow. They're like a plant. When a plant's growing in your yard, do you go out there every day and look at it? Then the next day go out there and look at it? No. You just let it grow. Every week or so, you go check it out, put a little water on it, whatever, and let it grow. Eventually, it's going to be a big old plant. Like, wow, that's how it is. That's how the investments are. So anyway, y'all, let me close this video out. Tonight, I'll be at the lake. It's going to be 80 degrees tonight, this evening, at my Monday night live that I always do on Mondays. And saying people like the lake, I'm going to be at a lot of locations of the lake, though. Maybe I change, go on the other side, but 5 p.m. Central Time, 5 to 6 p.m. Central Time, I'll be out there for the Monday Night Live. It's always nice. So anyway, let me close this video out. If you like this video, please share, please comment, please subscribe, please follow my social media accounts: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch TV, Pinterest, and oldschoolsoulfood.com. Remember the hashtag 2023. Just show some kindness. Old School Soul Food. Until next time, have a blessed Old School Soul Food day, and I will see y'all in the next video. Love y'all. Bye.